Over the last 2.5 years, I've purchased and reviewed dozens of different speculative crypto miners on this channel. And in this video, I'm going to share exactly how I made $3,618 with all those miners in October of 2024. This is a monthly series where I track all my income from crypto mining and running crypto nodes, minus my current expenses such as electric and hosting costs, so I can share with you my net income for the month. Stay tuned because I have a refreshed ROI or return on investment analysis, sometimes called a break-even analysis, for every miner, which I'll share with you later in this video. Now, for those of you who are new to this channel, first off, welcome. My name is Jason, and this is Swan Crypto. Most of these miners that we'll be reviewing today are depin miners, which stands for Decentralized Physical Infrastructure Network. It involves using blockchain technology and token incentives to build and maintain physical infrastructure and solve real-world problems. Most of these devices are low cost and low power, as well as profitable, making it easy for home miners like you and I to get involved. As Bitcoin approaches all-time highs, alt season could finally be upon us, which would be great for our depin miners. The uncertainty around the US election will be behind us in the next few days, and I think no matter who wins, the crypto market is going much, much higher. But I'll stay away from politics in this video. As you can see by Bitcoin and crypto search trends, nobody's interested in crypto right now, even as Bitcoin is approaching all-time highs. So I think there's an opportunity for those of us paying attention here to get in before the retail investors inevitably buy the top next year. We're heading into a historically very bullish period for crypto, the Q4 of Bitcoin halving years, so we could be in for some fireworks in the next few months, and several of the projects I'm going to mention today, I think could be some of the biggest winners in the depin sector. Now, before we get into these numbers, let me start off by saying I'm not sharing this info with you to try to brag about how much money I'm making mining crypto each month, and to be honest, it's not that much anyways. I make this video every month to try to keep you up to date on the profitability of every single miner I've reviewed for you on this channel. It takes me a long time to put this together, so if you learn anything from this video, all I ask is you hit that like button for me. Now, these projects sorted from most to least profitable. We'll give some high-level commentary over each. I'm not going to go over each project in detail. If you want to learn any more about these projects, I recommend you do some searching on my channel. I've done exclusive videos over many of these projects on the list here, so you can find more info there. A couple other comments for this month. I know I have been a little slower lately in terms of getting content out. Having 3 kids under 3 is a lot of work at home, and plus 2 of them have been sick the last few days, so it's been a lot of sleepless nights. So I apologize today if I seem a little tired or run down. It's just the lack of sleep I've gotten the last couple days, but hopefully they'll get better soon, and I get back to 100% speed myself. So our number 1 project for the month is GetGrass. This is a bandwidth sharing app. I did a video on this several months ago. They just went live with their Grass token here earlier this week. So I received a total of 1,700 Grass tokens as a part of that airdrop, valued at $1,905 based on today's current price of $1.10 for the Grass token. Now, a couple of items of note for that airdrop. I did have to use my deeper VPN to claim the airdrop. It was restricted in the US for some reason, so it was nice to be able to have to use that deeper VPN for a useful purpose in claiming that airdrop. Now, obviously, the earnings for this are not going to be this continued $1,900 a month going forward. That's just the initial airdrop I received for the Grass token. And also of note here is I think my initial airdrop claim is probably going to be much higher than many of you have received. And that's because I did a video on it, and I referred a lot of people to the project, and I got some referral revenue Grass tokens for that. They didn't separate out what the amount of my initial airdrop was between referral part of it and the actual running the software on my computer. I would historically like to separate that out and not include affiliate or referral revenue in this analysis here, but since they didn't separate it out, I couldn't do that here. So just keep that in mind. Your claim is probably going to be much lower, unfortunately, but going forward, hopefully it'll just be my initial monthly earnings, and we can keep track of that going forward. But a very nice initial airdrop claim for me there. It really did help make the month in terms of our earnings here. So number 2 project for the month is my HiFix SpaceNet GeoNet station. I've done several videos on this. This is essentially an antenna you put on your roof and you connect it to a receiver, and it helps to improve the accuracy of GPS signals across the globe. There's a lot of potential really good use case for this project. It's one of the few crypto mining projects that I feel like is actually solving real world problems at this point. I'm planning on doing an update video on this here in the next month or so, because I think there's some really interesting things going on with this project. A couple announcements they made this month for HiFix GeoNet. They do have a burn mechanism, so when revenue comes into the project, they end up burning GeoNet tokens, which helps to help support the price long term. They burned an additional 400,000 tokens this month, bringing their total to date of 8.2 million Geo tokens burned so far. They also did announce a bridge to Swan this month, which is nice because that's really where a lot of the other depin projects are built on. So it's nice that they have a bridge over to the Solana network. They also announced they have 10,000 base stations deployed across the globe now. I believe their goal is to get up to 100,000. So I think we're still very early to this project in GeoNet. We go to my earnings here. The max earnings per day is 24 tokens. I have some trees around my house, so I earn a little bit less than that 24. I'm averaging 22.74. They also have an annual halving for this project. So every year, the amount of tokens, the max tokens you can earn per day gets cut in half. So you can see prior to the end of June this year, it was 48 tokens per day. And then last year, it was 96 tokens per day was the max. So come June of next year, end of June next year, the max per day will be 12 tokens per day. Now, one other item note with HiFix GeoNet, this is one of the few depin projects that actually have made personal investments into in buying the Geo token, just because I think there's some really good long-term prospects that this project is doing in terms of bringing revenue in and solving real-world use cases. So I'm extremely bullish on GeoNet long-term. Number 3 project is my WeatherXM weather station. I have this deployed on my roof. It's collecting weather data, earning me $94 for the month. Now, this includes my beta rewards. I've supported this project since the very beginning. So we were on beta for 2 years. We weren't earning anything, and they just went live a few months ago. So my earnings are about double what you would receive if you were to just deploy this weather station here today. So something to keep in mind if you're considering deploying a weather station on your roof. So what this project is they are collecting weather data across the globe, and they're trying to use that data to solve real-world use cases. And my understanding is there's no actual revenue coming into this project at this point. So personally, I am actively selling my WeatherXM rewards every few weeks and using that capital towards other projects. Number 4 is my Stepin NFT shoes. This is a move to earn project. I basically get rewarded for walking every day. I walk between an hour and a half via Stepin every day. I've been doing this for about 2.5 years. It helps me get my steps in, and you can see as of now I have walked a total of 1,800 miles with Stepin over the last 2.5 years. So good excuse to keep active. Doesn't make a lot of money, 51 bucks for the month, but it's better than nothing. It's a good incentive for me to stay active. Number 5 is my DIMO data miner. I have 2 of these DIMO data miners. I've been in this project since the very beginning. Hopefully you've been in this one a long time too. We covered this when this project came out about 2.5 years ago, right when I started this channel. So earning me just $46 for the month. The DIMO token was relatively flat for the month. We go to my DIMO calc tab. You can see here are my rewards per week. So you get rewarded once per week. You basically just need to turn on your car once a week and you get rewards. So you can see right now, for both my devices are level 4, and we're earning about 36 tokens per week per device. The rewards decrease every week based on the number of cars connected to the network. So right now we're seeing about a 1% decrease in token rewards week over week, which has been pretty standard over these last couple months. Now, they do have a pre-order going on for their new device, which will go live in December. So I would expect that we'll see a big flux of people joining this project once that does go live in December. And the good thing about that new device is it is half the price of this DIMO data miner, so it'll earn the same amount. So it's potentially a good purchase if you're looking to get into this project. Another thing of note with DIMO this month, I did actually purchase a Tesla for my family this month. So I connected my Tesla to DIMO late last week. So I'll start including my Tesla DIMO rewards starting next month. If you have a Tesla, you can connect to DIMO and it's absolutely free and you earn some rewards. My understanding is the Tesla rewards earn a little bit less than the DIMO data miner rewards, but since it is free, it's kind of a no-brainer to at least connect it to Tesla. Number 6 is my phone farm. This mines the Varus coin. I have 50 phones connected to my phone farm here in the basement. I did a video last month with my 1-year update video on how much my phone farm made. That video has been wildly popular, surprisingly, to me. It's now the most viewed video on my channel. If you want to learn more about the profitability of phone farming, you can check out that video out. And the funny thing is, I put that video out, and then a couple days later, the Varus coin spiked up over 100%. So essentially, my earnings in that video basically doubled, making my phone farm profitable after the first year in terms of taking out my initial phone farm costs. One other thing about the phone farm video, a couple people commented that I look like this guy Christian Eriksen, which is I believe a European football player or soccer player. Let me know if you agree that we look like, but hey, I'll take it saying I look like a professional athlete. All right, number 7, Hive Mapper. Man, this has been a disappointing project the last several months. Just earning me $39 for the month for my Hive Mapper dash cam. We go here to my rewards. You can see rewards are continuing to fall off. I personally have not been driving a whole lot these last several months. And now that we sold our car and we're moving to Tesla, I'm not real sure if I even want to mount this in my Tesla and go through the trouble of collecting dash cam data with the Hive Mapper dash cam anymore, since it's really only making a couple bucks each month. But I do have a B on order, and we will test that once it comes out. But at this point, I'm not sure when they're going to actually be start shipping these B devices. So for those who aren't familiar, their B is their new dash cam. They've been hyping up for over a year now, and they're late on getting it shipped out. Originally, they had said Q3 of 2024. And we're well into Q4 now, and there's no real timeline yet in terms of when they're going to actually ship this device. They posted a couple notes on X lately saying they've got some devices they're testing, but there's no definitive timeline in terms of when they're going to actually get these out. And they keep saying they're going to earn more, but there's no actual data that they're providing to say how much more and whether there's going to be an ongoing cost with these devices. So I've been really disappointed with Honey lately and the Hive Mapper team in terms of their execution. I personally have been selling all my Honey tokens these last several months. It's not a project, a token that I really want to hold a large bag of long term, especially since now my understanding is the team's got a lot of allocation of tokens that they're going to be selling in the next coming months as well. So I'm not going to be a bag holder and help to fund their their token bonuses when the project, I think, needs to do a better job of providing clarity in terms of the project's overall direction and timeline, and I think they could just really be executing a lot better. Number 8 are my Flux nodes. I sold my Stratus node last month. I had mentioned that in last month. So now I have 2 Nimbus nodes. Flux has also been quite of a disappointing project for me these last couple of years. The Flux token really has not performed. And now that there are no more snapshot claims at this point, we've claimed all 10 of them. I personally decided to sell off that Stratus node last month to allocate that capital towards some other projects. And really, I'll be looking to divest from Flux here in the coming months. I'm just waiting for some better prices for the Flux token to do that. But at this point, it does not make sense at all, in my opinion, to run Flux node to support this network. And I don't see a whole lot going on in terms of what Flux is doing. That really gets me excited about the long-term prospects of this project, unfortunately. Number 9, Fry miners. They had a staking and verification process that went live this month. I was able to stake and verify all 7 of my different Fry devices. So I have these different devices here. We've done reviews over all of these on the channel. So with this go live of the staking and verification process, I staked for 24 hours, and I've noticed I see a 50% increase in my earnings versus the prior process where it was not staked last month. So we're earning a total of about 50,000 tokens, Fry tokens per month. Now the bad thing, the Fry token has really performed poorly over these last several months. So really bringing down the profitability for this project. You see 7 devices, we're basically making $5 a month per device. So not very good, but hopefully we see some higher prices in the future. Fry is another project. I am constantly selling my tokens. I'll try to give you guys an overview of which projects I'm selling tokens and which ones I'm holding. A couple others note that I didn't mention there. I hold my DIMO tokens. I hold my HiFix tokens, and I have not sold my grass tokens yet at this point. I sell my GST tokens every couple days, and I hold my Varus coin tokens. Number 10, streamer node. I have this staked on the streamer network. It's free to stake your tokens on there and you earn a yield. The streamer token didn't do great in terms of price performance this month, down 25%, but still making $26 for the month. And there's no ongoing cost to stake your tokens on the streamer network. So this is a nice set it and forget it project. I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and I really do like some of the things that the streamer team is doing in terms of supporting other depin projects by running these streamer nodes. Number 11, my Galaxis engine. Man, this one's been disappointing as well. This token just keeps falling and falling. I've sold some of my Galaxis tokens a couple months ago, but obviously I probably should have sold a lot more. You can see it's down 54% for the month and just making $20 for the month for my 3 Galaxis engines. I was quite critical of this project when I did this video on it several months ago, and I think it's for good reason. I don't know that this is really going to take off in terms of an NFT community that they're trying to build with Galaxis. Number 12, I have my iPolo G1 minis. These are basically my last ASIC miners that I have on at my house. I solo mine with all these, and we found 30 blocks this month. This expense here is my electric expense to run these at my house, so it's still making $20 for the month. So it's nice to see these are still profitable. This is one of the first ASIC miners I ever got. Actually, I think it is the first ASIC miner I ever got about 3 years ago. So it's nice that this one's still chugging along. Profitable, but not super profitable, but at least not unprofitable like all the other ones have turned into. Number 13, another disappointing project, pre-search nodes. I've been running these for years as well, and the pre-search token just has not performed well at all. I don't know that they're going to be a successful long-term project, but we'll still help to support it by running some pre-search nodes. I divested a good portion of my pre-search tokens several months ago, and obviously it looks like that was a pretty good decision now, but really I probably should have just divested it all, but it is a low ongoing cost. To run these pre-search nodes, I have them hosted through RackNerd, and I pay a small fee to get those hosted through them. And they also have a monthly airdrop, which is helping to keep these things profitable. And that airdrop, I believe, continues through the end of this year. We'll see if they extend that out into 2025. Number 14, Crank. This one also super disappointing in terms of the Crank token. You can see it's down 39% for the month. I have 4 devices connected through Crank. What Crank is, you can essentially repurpose many different hotspot and depin devices onto the Crank network. I have my 2 MatchX M2 Pros, and I have 2 of my Bobcat Helium miners on Crank. But unfortunately only making $9 for the month for those 4 devices, so about $2.50 each. Hopefully we see appreciation someday in the Crank token, but I've been covering this for I think a year and a half now, and I don't know that we've ever seen the Crank token up in price in a month, and it's just been down, down, down. So disappointing. I think one of the big downfalls that the project made is they built it on the Cadena network, and really I find that network to be very complex to use, and I don't know that that was the best decision in retrospect for them, but we'll continue to run these devices. There's no ongoing cost to run them besides, I guess, the electricity they use to keep these devices on, but that is very minimal since these are low power devices. All right, number 15, Map Metrics. This one's still on testnet, so this is a price I got on a DEX I found online. They are planning to transition from Solana to Peak. I think they're waiting on Peak to go live, so just making $5 for the month. This is another project that I think has been quite disappointing. We'll see what the value of this MAP token is once they do go live. They're essentially rebranding the project, which is never a good sign. It was an MMAPS token, now they're switching to MMAP, but they're waiting on this transition, so we'll see, but I will likely be a big seller of my tokens once they do go live with this project. Number 16, Deeper Connect Mini. This is a decentralized VPN device that I have at home. It's nice because it's essentially a free VPN that I can use for items such as claiming my grass tokens. The Deeper token had a nice appreciation this month, but it's been down, down, down for several months now, so just making $5 a month. Deeper, I divested a good portion of my Deeper tokens several months ago when we were at much higher prices, and it's not a project that I want to hold a lot of tokens long term for, just because I don't know that they're going to be able to monetize this project very well. Number 17, my Helium IoT Bobcat miners. I have 5 of these. 3 of them are still down. I don't have time to troubleshoot them. Interestingly, 2 of them that are down are the ones that I have crank on. So it may be an issue with trying to dual mine crank and helium on these devices. So I do need to troubleshoot that, but since the other 2 are just making $1 a month at this point, it's not really worth my time to spend a lot of time trying to troubleshoot these. But I know that's not the case with a lot of people. I've had several people comment that they make in 30, $50 a month for their devices. So it's also very location dependent, and I think I might not have them deployed in the best locations. Pi-Fi, they went live a couple months ago. Their token not performing very well these last several months, just making $1 a month as an air quality sensor. The problem with this project, I don't think they're getting a lot of interest. The growth of this project has been very, very slow. So it's free to keep this on. Essentially, I'm using my device that I was using from Planet Watch, my AirWare element, to run on Pi-Fi. So we'll continue to run this, but not making much at this point. Number 19, my XNET miner. This is decentralized data storage. My storage jumped up this month, but really not making much of anything. It's still on testnet. They did make an announcement, I think last month, that they were going to award some additional rebates to people who have been supporting this project long term, but my device was offline for about a month earlier this year, so I don't know if I'm going to qualify for that rebate, but I'll keep a lookout on that and see if I get that rebate. That would be great, because this has been another very disappointing project. This XNET miner, I think he paid like $3,000 for this about 2.5 years ago. And we're nowhere close to paying it off at this point, even despite some of the rebates that I received. I think decentralized data storage is not a great use case for crypto. I think there's just not a demand to store your data on a bunch of decentralized crypto servers across the world. I think there's a lot of risk associated with that. I don't see corporations jumping into something like this long term. So we'll keep it on since it's free to run, essentially, besides the low power to run this device, but been quite a disappointing project so far. Next, we have my Helium Bobcat 500 5G miner. This device has also been down since last month. It's 300 miles away, so I don't have time to drive down there and troubleshoot it, and it wasn't making very much anymore at this point anyways due to the location, so I do need to troubleshoot that at some point, but we'll wait probably a couple months and maybe I'll do that if the mobile token finally comes back. I did sell a good portion of my mobile tokens earlier this year, so I took some profits and I paid for this device at least, but at this point it's very location dependent. If you can find a good location, you might be able to make some good money with these things, but they're also quite expensive as well. Solana Chapter 2, that's my pre-order for Solana's new Saga phone. No airdrops for that this month. We have my Solana Saga phone, which total value of the airdrops to date. So I bought this in January this year. I overpaid for it on eBay just because I missed the initial purchase window. I paid $2,200 for this. You see the value of my airdrops today are $1,400. I have not sold any of these airdrops. I'll probably continue to hold them just because there are a lot of different meme tokens on there that I don't fully understand, but maybe some of them will pop off. I know Bonk has performed pretty well. So we'll continue to hold those and wait and see if I can make back my purchase costs and then some with my Solana Saga phone. Next, we have our testnet projects. First one, Onakoi. Originally, I thought they were going live with their token in Q4 this year, but I haven't seen any official announcement yet on their Discord, so we'll keep a lookout on that. This project is very similar to GeoNet, but I would say they're about 2 years behind GeoNet in terms of what they're doing is they're collecting space weather data via antennas on people's roof, and they went live with the RT-Key network this month. So they'll start to be able to monetize this network similar to the way GeoNet is doing. So I'm really excited about this project in terms of the prospects and the monetization of the data. It's something very different than a lot of other depin crypto mining projects are doing right now. And I think the fact that they have a real world use case makes it potentially very lucrative long term for this project. 24 Wingbit. My device is still down. I need to troubleshoot this. This is flight tracking. I don't know that they're going to be able to monetize this project long term, but it was an interesting project that I got in early last year. So we'll see if how this goes when they do go live with their token. I haven't seen an official date for the Wingbit's token launch at this point either. Sword Chain Mini, this is very similar to DIMO, similar to Onakoi and GeoNet. I would say they're about 2 years behind DIMO, but they are planning to go live with their Sword token here in November, early November. And I had several people ask if I could do an update on Sword Chain for that go live. So when they go live, I think it's the end of next week. I'll plan on doing an update video on Sword Chain. We'll look at the value of the Sword Chain token, our initial airdrop, and some things that maybe we needed to do to claim that airdrop and to claim our rewards for Sword Chain. But I'm excited about this one and the prospects of the Sword Chain Mini and the Sword token when it goes live next week on Solana. Number 26, Star Plug. I did a video on this several months ago. This one's also still on testnet, but they are planning to go live with their token here in Q4. What this is essentially a crypto smart plug. So you plug devices into this smart plug. Now, the smart plug is quite expensive. I think it's $100. It's a very gimmicky project, I think. I don't know that they're going to be able to manage electricity usage via these smart plugs in a very distributed or reliable way, but we'll see. I will definitely be a seller of my Star tokens once this token does go live here in the next couple months. Number 27, my XNET XP6 Pro. This is data offload from cell carriers onto this Wi-Fi device that you're supposed to have deployed in a public location. I don't have mine deployed in a public location at this point, so I'm not earning any rewards yet, but I will get that hopefully deployed in the next couple of months, and we'll see some initial earnings for this device. And rounding on our list are my Bitcoin miners. I have 6 of these S19 Pro 110 terahash Bitcoin miners. I have these hosted with BitCap Hosting. I pay an 8 cent per kilowatt hour hosting rate with them. I've had them hosted with them for about a year and a half now. You can see my expenses are $1,100 per month. You can see we are underwater with my Bitcoin miners at this point, negative $188 for the month. If we go here to the mining chart, so this is from the pool side. I click the pool data by day. So you can see my revenue per miner is about $5 per day. This does not include the expenses here. So you can see we're earning about between $5.50 and $5 per day. But Bitcoin mining is continuing to become more and more difficult as hash rate continues to increase. So this is a very competitive area. I personally would not get into Bitcoin mining at this point. I think it's just too competitive. Once again, I updated my Bitcoin mining analysis to look and see what the price of Bitcoin will need to be for these things to actually be profitable for me again. So based on this analysis, I need a 23% increase in Bitcoin's price based on current prices, and essentially we need Bitcoin to hit almost $89,000 at this point just to make these things break even based on my current hosting rate. Now, this also doesn't account for the future mining difficulty and Bitcoin transaction fee changes, which obviously can have a drastic impact long-term on the difficulty of mining. So it seems like we're like a carrot in front of a donkey situation here, where it just seems like a constant unattainable target to try to get these things profitable again. But maybe we'll see a spike in Bitcoin here that'll help make these things profitable. But really, it's been quite a disappointing venture into Bitcoin mining at this point, but I'm personally continuing to hold my Bitcoin. So someday we're going to see much, much higher prices and retroactively make these Bitcoin miners profitable for me. But obviously DCA was probably a better strategy for Bitcoin as opposed to getting into these Bitcoin miners. Next, we have my miner graveyard. This is a list of all my different projects that have become unprofitable over the last 2 years. You can see it's littered with all these different gold shell mini box miners. The thing with crypto mining, it's very competitive, and a lot of these projects are not going to work out long term. But the hope is we find a few projects that are make up for all these dead projects. And my strategy is really to diversify into a large number of different projects to minimize my risk and not have all my eggs into one project. Because as you can see, if you do that, there's potential where you lose all your money. So I'm not that worried that some of these projects didn't work out for me, because we have other projects that, you know, by far and away paid for the cost that we lost with these projects. So keep that in mind when considering different projects. Not all of them are going to work out, and I think a good strategy is diversification across many different projects. Or it's always okay to just say no, and if a project doesn't seem like it's a good venture, it's okay to take a pass. Next, moving on to the ROI analysis, which is the essentially break-even time for each of these devices based on my current profitability. The assumptions I'm making here, minor fair market value estimates, are based on recent comparable miner sales that I'm seeing from eBay. I don't have an eBay price. I'll go for the purchase costs. In almost all cases, I paid way more for my devices than you'll see here. This is my current month net income minus my actual expenses. Yours may be different if you're deploying a new device. This is as of a point in time at the end of October 2023. The miner value and income amounts are obviously going to change over time as token prices change. And then the big thing here is this is not financial advice, and don't use this as your justification to purchase a miner or a node. Now, I'm not going to go over this in detail this month just because I don't want to waste your time here. The couple projects I think are worthy of taking a closer look at are, like I've mentioned in the past, the HiFix GeoNet Space Weather Station, WeatherXM, DIMO. Those are the three big go live ones that are profitable at this point and have a very good break-even time. All the other ones I think have some various risks associated with them. You can check out my videos on those if you want to learn more, but I think there is some risk in terms of being able to break even with some of these yellow or red projects. Now, in terms of testnet projects, the ones I'm really excited about here are Onakoi and the Sword Chain Mini, which should be going live soon, so we should be able to get some profitability figures for those hopefully in the next couple months. And as we've seen in the past on this channel, getting into projects during testnet can be extremely lucrative. That's what we did with GeoNet and DIMO, and they've been wildly successful for us, basically because we got in so early. I know things have been a bit slower on this channel these past several months, and that's for several reasons. First, having 3 kids under 3 is no joke. It takes up a ton of my time. Number 2, a lot of the new crypto miners and nodes I'm seeing coming out lately just seem like downright scams or money grabs. So I haven't had a huge desire to cover every new depin or node project that comes out, especially if I think it's not worth people's time or it's a downright scam. And number 3, I've personally been focused on crypto investing and trading. It's been extremely lucrative for me these last several months being focused on that. And I was thinking of providing more content around that for you guys on this channel in the future. Obviously, I still want to provide crypto miner reviews for you guys, but I think long term, it could be much more lucrative to find the right investments, and I want to share that info with you. Let me know if you're interested in that type of content in the comments below. I'd really be interested to see if people want to learn more about that stuff, or if you want me to strictly stay with crypto miner reviews on this channel.